Thank you for watching Why I Killed You TV. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this particular YouTube channel. This particular video, I would greatly appreciate it. So we're going to be talking about the case of Nilexia Anderson. Very sad situation. She was a teen runaway. She was only 14 years old. And she got tied up in a relationship with this guy right here, 47 years old, who wind up unaliving her because the relationship got out. That's number one. And number two, he said that she had given him a STD. That's the reason why he unalived her. But the kicker is, this is not his first time unaliving somebody. We're going to look at the video footage right now.
They hate you.
This is an animal. They just need to just keep him locked up.
These are scenes of her nightmare's aftermath. In 2003, Veronica was home with her grandmother, Elaine Caldwell, when Walker broke in, demanded money from Elaine's boyfriend, and killed her in front of them. Detectives were turned on to Walker by the boyfriend, who said he'd heard via rumor who the killer was. It took 2 jury trials for him to be found guilty of manslaughter and armed robbery. Walker got life in prison, but his attorneys won an appeal, with a judge citing an inappropriate use of hearsay evidence.
You have a right as a criminal defendant to confront your accuser, to test the evidence against you. And we don't know who these people on the street, if they even really exist.
Faced with the prospect of a 3rd trial, he signed this plea deal in 2012, admitting to manslaughter and agreeing to serve 8 years. Thanks to time already served, he was out in 2016. In 2017, he got 4 years for violating probation. He got out in November of 2021. 6 months later, prosecutors say he killed Nilexia Alexander in a hail of gunfire on Florabraska Avenue.
Prosecution is complicated, and back in 2010, I have confidence that the state attorney's office did everything they could to convict him of the charge against him.
Part of the reason his conviction in Caldwell's death was overturned was because the evidence against Walker was tenuous, because there was no physical evidence connecting him with the crimes, and his identification was significantly impeached. Furthermore, some of the evidence was actually inconsistent. In the death of Nilexia, the motion to hold him until trial argues they've tied his car movements and DNA to the time and place of where she was shot, and that she was seen on video getting into his car minutes before.
The video opens by showing the last minutes of 2022 in Tampa, Florida. It explains how Ronny Walker was driving around looking for Nilexia Alexander and found her just blocks from his home. At that moment, 14-year-old Nilexia became the focus of a major investigation. With very little evidence, detectives faced a tough search. For 2 months, they hunted for clues while the city mourned the sweet girl they never got to meet. In time, justice would come, but it would cost the city its peace of mind. This is the story of Nilexia Alexander. On January 13, 2008, Nilexia Alexander was born in Brandon, Florida. Her troubles began at birth. After 9 months, her mother signed papers giving up her rights, and the state took over her care. No one knows why her mother chose adoption. For the first year and a half, Nilexia lived with state agencies. At 18 months old, she moved to her first foster home. A trial period to see if the foster parent would keep her. That foster mother returned her, and over the next 4 months she passed through 4 more foster homes without finding a lasting bond. Around her 2nd birthday, Nilexia met Ashley Alexander. Ashley first fostered her, then decided to adopt her and gave her a permanent home. Ashley treated Nilexia as her own daughter. In those early years, Nilexia was sweet and funny, and teachers noticed her love of learning. Yet the trauma of being passed from home to home stayed in her subconscious. One day, after getting in trouble, Nilexia begged Ashley, "Please don't send me back." In that moment, Ashley realized how deeply her daughter had been hurt. For a few years, things went fairly well. By age 12, Nilexia wondered about her birth parents. Ashley found them on Facebook and arranged a meeting at Christmas 2019. Nilexia was excited, but her birth parents didn't show up. She was heartbroken. After that day, Nilexia's behavior changed. She threw tantrums, ran away, and told Ashley, "You're not my real mother. I don't want to live here." To make matters worse, Nilexia struggled with bipolar disorder. Ashley did her best, enrolling her in child welfare programs and a special school, but the help did little to curb her behavior. Over the next 2 years, Nilexia ran away many times, and Ashley often had to call the police. In May 2022, Nilexia ran away again, and this time she did not come home. On May 6th, around 4 a.m., the Tampa Police Department received a call about shots fired near Nebraska Avenue. When officers arrived, they found someone unresponsive in a field about 6 feet from the roadway. The person had no identification or belongings. Police released a photo of a distinctive tattoo the same day. Ashley saw the picture on the news and immediately knew it was her daughter. She made the heartbreaking trip to the morgue to identify Nilexia's remains. The crime scene offered little evidence, just a few shell casings. For the next 2 months, detectives worked tirelessly. Their efforts paid off when they announced the arrest of 44-year-old Ronell Walker and his lifelong friend Robert Creed. A department spokesperson said they have zero tolerance for gun crime, especially when it involves a child. The spokesperson praised the homicide squad for their tireless work and said that although nothing can erase the family's pain, the arrest may bring some peace and closure.
Please, I'm begging. I am begging whoever saw her, know anything. I'm just begging. She needs justice. She was just 14. A 14-year-old little girl murdered for no reason. Just no reason. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The community, the tips, I thank you all.
Walker was indicted on first-degree murder charges, and Creed was charged with accessory after the fact. In early 2025, Walker's trial began. Creed pleaded guilty and agreed to testify. Investigators recovered key evidence: a phone Nilexia left in Walker's car, surveillance video showing Walker and Creed buying juice for her, shell casings from the scene, and blood in Walker's vehicle matching Nilexia's DNA. All this helped build the case. Prosecutors alleged that Walker's motive was rage. They say he believed Nilexia had given him a sexually transmitted disease that he then passed to his girlfriend. Walker denies the charges. His defense team argues that Creed, not Walker, fired the fatal shots. Only Walker, Creed, and Nilexia know exactly what happened that night, and Nilexia can no longer speak for herself. Phone records show calls and texts between Creed's phone and Nilexia's number before the shooting, raising questions about who was truly behind the wheel and who pulled the trigger. This is just the beginning of the story. The trial concluded on June 24, 2025, when Ronny Walker was found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of 14-year-old Nilexia Alexander. On June 27, 2025, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Walker is now serving that sentence. Robert Creed pleaded guilty to being an accessory after the fact in Nilexia Alexander's murder, and is now awaiting sentencing for his role in helping cover up the crime.
Hours from now, people will gather here at Ballast Point Park in Tampa to honor the life of Nilexia Alexander. It's a place her mother says meant a lot to both of them.
It's one of her favorite places to come to. It was moments we cry, we laugh, we joke, but we found a happy place when we come here.
A year later, in their happy place, Ashley Alexander says her daughter's death is still painfully fresh.
I miss her every day. It's not a day go by I don't think about my baby.
At 14, her life was just starting.
I always think about where would she be at today?
When Ashley Alexander was just 27, she took Nilexia and her sister in as a foster parent and fell in love.
I want them to have a forever home. I never want them to feel like they had to go place to place.
But in the years following the adoption, there was turbulence rooted in Nilexia's past. Ashley says her daughter fought for identity and independence.
I got her the mental help. I sent her to two different programs to get help. I have put her in all kind of counseling for her years. I did my best.
But Nilexia continued to run away. And on May 6, 2022, Tampa police say Nilexia got into a car with 44-year-old Ronny Walker and was found shot dead shortly thereafter. Ashley says she'll always wonder why.
How did you come in contact with my 14-year-old? What made you pull the trigger to take her life?
Ashley hopes Walker receives the death penalty. Meanwhile, she wants other teens and parents to learn from this tragedy.
I do want to start speaking to young teenagers that are defiant at home, that's on the path of what my daughter was going down.
Her message to teens who remind her of her own.
Be a child. Rules are rules. Stay home. Be a child as long as you can.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.